Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to be talking about how the market is finally starting to refine some bullish momentum, and we're going to talk about, can that continue? Are we ready to move higher? As well as some news and my normal schedule, which is Nano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Omisigo, Lisk, Cardano, and IOTA. All of those in a more detailed technical analysis in that order on TradingView in just a second. Other than that, make sure to check out my monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities and my 5 high return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio. I'll have a link to that in the description of this video. And go check out my Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the general market here. And we're seeing Bitcoin come back up very nicely now, back above $8,000, Ethereum back above $800, Bitcoin Cash back above $1,000, and we got Litecoin moving back towards that $145 area. So overall here, we are seeing a lot of cryptocurrencies come back up pretty nicely, slowly but surely, exactly in the way that we wanted to. I'll go over that in the charts, but you have to remember we're definitely not completely out of the woods. We're not in the clear. However, on Bitcoin, for example, we have started to break above some downtrend lines, and especially if we can see that continue, it's moving in the right direction here. So I would say that we could definitely still see some market shakiness as we move forward, but after bouncing off some major uptrend line support, it looks like cryptocurrencies are basically ready to move back up, right? Unless we see things pretty quickly switch towards the downside. If things consolidate here or maybe slowly but surely continue to move higher, we should be in the clear. As for some news, we have IOTA, which announced its ecosystem platform, and that'll be to house the community of developers, startups, hobbyists, and initiatives all over the world working towards the distributed and decentralized future. So obviously great bullish news here for IOTA, seeing that they're advancing their platform, and I just wanted to let you know about that in the crypto update. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Nano here and see what's going on. So what happened with Nano is, we came pretty low, obviously, with a market that dropped. We were able to bounce, though, and, we kind of peaked at around 153,000 Satoshis for the time being in the short term. We're finding a lot of support at 130,000 Satoshis, basically, so that's where we're bouncing off of. We made our way back above some uptrend lines. Currently, though, we're dipping below this current uptrend line, which isn't great. Well, ideally, we do want to hold above this uptrend line right here, and then hopefully move higher in this channel between these two uptrend lines. If, however, we don't manage to stay above this uptrend line over here, probably going to consolidate in between 130,000 and 140,000 Satoshis until we find the strength to move higher again. But overall, at least, we're not dropping anymore per se, and we have started a little bit of an upwards momentum once again for Nano. Now, we have dropped pretty low, so we have to climb back up some levels, right, to get back towards 200,000 Satoshis, which is kind of a good thing depending on the fact that if you don't own Nano right now, that does give an opportunity to kind of get in at a lower price depending on how you look at it. That being said, that's not financial advice, that's just my opinion. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is moving very nicely here, exactly how I wanted it to. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a bit here. So what we're seeing is the indicators trying to make a move higher, basically, right? Coming back up near the uptrend line on the histogram. MACD also starting to flip back towards that orange line, and we're out of that 30 line on the RSI, so we're now moving back up higher. Nice little V-shaped bounce there, and that's a very good sign, actually. So what we're currently seeing is that we bounced off this longer-term uptrend line level, just to show you that that's major support. We've been trading on that, and that's what's been carrying the price higher since quite some time. So we bounced off that, which is a logical and nice place to bounce at, and maybe to get in. Now, what we saw is we're back out of this short-term downtrend line over here. We still have, about 2 more that we want to try to break out of. Coming up here is going to be this one right over here. So we do want to try to get out of those, but now the price is managing to get back above $7,950. And if that manages to hold, even if we consolidate a bit in between $7,950 and $9,000, at least we're kind of, back to a safer area where we have stability, and that means that we're probably more likely to slowly but surely move back up higher, right? Once again, we do have quite a few levels to get back out of, mainly being back above $10,000, and then it's going to be breaking out of this this stronger downtrend line over here, which is really representative of the beginning of this downtrend here that we had. and getting back above $12,780 to be fully in the clear. So let's take a look at Ethereum now. And once again, keep in mind that Bitcoin and Ethereum do tend to lead the market. So Ethereum, pretty similar. We got a strong bounce off the longer term uptrend line, made our way back above $764. That's going to be major support now as well. Currently trying to break out of the uptrend line, sorry, this downtrend line right over here, right? The short term downtrend line, which is actually pretty steep. So we'll see if that happens. If it does, that's going to be a good sign. Probably going to allow Ethereum to pretty quickly move back up towards $900. And then we'll see how much strength it has, right? Maybe it'll kind of bounce off that, come back towards the uptrend line. But either way, we should be slowly but surely moving higher here as well for Ethereum. And we now have this MACD that's coming back, kind of flattening out, hopefully going to round back up towards that orange line. And we already attempted that once, so usually the second time around, we're able to get the crossover, right? We also have that RSI that's coming for the second time around, trying to break out of the downtrend line. So it's more likely to happen the second time around. Let's take a look at Litecoin now and see what's happening. So Litecoin didn't really drop that low. I mean, definitely, you know, respective to where it was previously, it did drop low. But what I mean by that is it kind of moved different than Ethereum and Bitcoin, in the sense that it got this double bottom on that $100 mark and is now moving higher, which is a good sign. That's a bullish signal right there, that double bottom. And we're about to cross over on the MACD after a very long and extended period where we tried to flatten out. We're about to also go positive on the histogram, and the RSI is now coming back up nicely with a little uptrend line here in the short term. So those are all good signs. I would say Litecoin is actually looking pretty good here. We're going to be looking for a powerful move, I would say, once we're able to get back above $145. It'd be good to see the price pretty quickly move back towards $200, basically. There will be the middle band over here. That could add a little bit of downward pressure on the price, but now that we broke out of the longer term downtrend line over here, we're pretty much in the clear, right? Not that many big resistance levels. Like I said, around $200, $218, and then $279. And after that, we're pretty much ready to go back to the all-time highs, really. So Litecoin, looking good here. Let's take a look at Ripple, and we're going to take a look at what it's been doing. So Ripple is kind of flat right now, still consolidating in between 65 cents and 85 cents. That's exactly what I predicted. What we're seeing is the histogram trying to slowly but surely come back into the positive level. Got a nice little bounce off the 30 line on the RSI. And really, I'd say the most important indicator here as far as signals go is the MACD, which is starting to flatten out now. And hopefully that means that it'll be able to cross over back above the orange line pretty shortly. But what we're seeing is the MACD start to flatten out, which is a good sign. We can expect a little bit more consolidation here over the next couple of days, and then hopefully maybe horizontally break out of this downtrend line. At that point, we should be ready to start moving back up towards $1, and then hopefully back above that would really put us back into a safer area where we don't really have to be worried about too much shakiness after that. Let's go ahead and take a look at NEO now. So NEO actually was pretty strong over the past day or two. As you can see, it got a pretty, nice bounce, and we're now moving back above $100. We're going back towards that downtrend line over here, so we'll see if we're going to be able to get back above that. We also broke out of the downtrend line on the RSI, which is a very good sign. And as for the MACD, it's starting to kick back up a little bit. So I'd say we still have to see. I'm not convinced that we're going to break above this downtrend line the first time around. We may continue to trade a little bit in this triangle over here, and then hopefully, kind of break out of it. I don't expect a very strong move right away, just because there's still quite a bit of resistance here based on previous levels for NEO. But once again, it should slowly but surely be moving back towards $140 here. And let's take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Vertcoin. So Vertcoin managed to break out of this shorter term downtrend right over here, and then we have this longer term downtrend, which has been lingering on for quite a while. As for the indicators, not looking bad. We're out of the downtrend on the RSI, and as for the MACD, we're trying to get back above that orange line, right? We already attempted to do that once, didn't happen. We rejected it previously as well, so it is pretty likely that this time around, especially because we flattened out quite a bit, we're going to manage to cross above the orange line and hold above that, start a little uptrend there. Pretty similar for the histogram, hopefully in the positive area soon. And as for the price action, really there's just this last bit of resistance that we need to get through above $3.25. So if we manage to do that, I think we're going to be ready to move back towards $5 initially, maybe even $6, $7 pretty shortly after that. So I'd say Vertcoin has a good chance here if it can prove that it can get back above $3.25. Let's go ahead and take a look at Monero now and see what Monero has been up to. So Monero is back above $200, now making its way back towards $257. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Not there yet, but we do now. We're starting to see a bit of a V-shaped bounce as you look at the down trend over here, and now we're starting to come back up pretty nicely. So we'll see if this shorter term, pretty steep uptrend line holds, but we now have a bit of a channel here that we can trade in as we move higher. Or we also managed to break out of the downtrend line on the RSI, which is a very good sign after bouncing off that 30 line. And we also have the MACD that's starting to come back up here as well. So I actually like Monero's setup quite a bit here. And we're now going to go over to our next cryptocurrency, which is OmiseGo. Let's see what OmiseGo has been doing. So OmiseGo is currently testing that downtrend line, flattening out a little bit on the MACD and trying to get back towards that 44 level on the RSI. Overall here, we should pretty quickly see within the next day if we're either going to reject this and start moving lower again, or if we're going to manage to break back above $12 basically. So we'll see how that plays out, but as soon as we get back above $11.83, we're going to be in a much more safer area. Let's take a look at Lisk now and see what Lisk has been doing. So Lisk is currently climbing back towards that $20 mark, which is a very good sign. We actually have 3 very nice green candlesticks putting in higher lows since the bounce, and same thing, right? A bit of a V-shaped bounce here once again for Lisk. We'll see if this holds and if it'll be able to quickly push the price back above $20. But either way here, Lisk is already looking much safer. And yeah, we're probably just going to see it, find some strength again and hopefully move back above $20, then $25, and then we're pretty much off to the all-time highs again. As for the indicators, all looking decent here, trying to get back to higher levels basically. Let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano is one of the cryptos that's been moving a little bit different than others, which is not a bad thing per se, but right now you can see that it's actually looking a little bit weak, moving back towards that 4,000 Satoshi mark. Still downtrending on the indicators, no real bullish signs here. What that tells me is we're either going to come back, test this 4,000 Satoshi level, get a bounce off that, and then maybe consolidate, try over the next couple of days to break out of this downtrend line, or there's some kind of bigger weakness here that's behind the scenes for Cardano, and we're going to see it lose that 4,000 Satoshi level and move back down to 3,000 Satoshis. So we really have to wait and see here to see if Cardano is going to be able to maybe consolidate a bit, or if it's actually showing this weakness, and that means that we could see a bigger drop here in the near future. We just have to wait and see for a clear signal, because for now we don't have one on the price really and on the indicators either. So let's go ahead and take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update. That's going to be IOTA. And once again, IOTA had that bullish bit of news here today. Now starting a little uptrend again on as far as the price action is concerned. So we are putting in higher lows. And we have a lot of resistance levels to get back above for IOTA. So it's going to take some time. We're probably not going to be able to do this in one shot. But the indicators are looking decent, right? We got that bounce off that 30 line on the RSI. Now starting to come back up with a nice little V-shaped bottom. The MACD had quite some time to flatten out, and we're now about to cross back above the orange line. Histogram is about to go positive. So definitely looking decent. I'd say the first true bullish signal for IOTA will be moving back above $1.91. At that point, we'll be back above this longer term downtrend line. Uptrend line. That's something that we really want to see, because we actually dropped below that, which wasn't the best sign, right? So we do want to see it get back above this uptrend line right over here. And then at that point, might trade between that uptrend line and this one over here, right? Just trade in between this channel as we slowly but surely move higher. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to check out my premium content and to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.